am I finally going to take this massive leap? Because did I think I was gonna actually become a content creator at 33? No! Hi guys, I'm Carmen and I'm on a self-love journey, and 2025 has really catapulted me into my dream, but not in a smooth horse ride and carriage way, but a little more of a rocky, jumpy, unplanned start. Because if you have watched one of my previous videos, you might have heard me saying that the last few months has been a bit overwhelming and I'm just trying to calm the chaos. But now I'm honest when I say that 2025 has really tested me. I've questioned if it is possible to really start over at 33 multiple times this year, because I have had this dream of being a full-time content creator for the past 12 years. But I always told myself that that is an absolutely ridiculous and unrealistic dream. All because I told myself that I first had to be a specific way, live a specific life before I can share it. But that is exactly what the internet does not want. Because if I look at my own viewing habits, I love following real people going through real life changes and sharing their real lives. And there is nothing more real than having a little bit of a midlife crisis. Realizing that you have been hard on yourself for so many years, keeping yourself from achieving your dreams, just living day to day and dealing with whatever life throws at you. Now in February 2023, we also immigrated from South Africa to New Zealand. And before that, I was kind of living in a little bit of a comfort zone, doing my work, collecting my salary, and going on with my daily life. But let me tell you, there is nothing more unnerving, unsettling, and more pushing you out of your comfort zone than immigrating to a new country. Because within your soul, there is literally nowhere to hide from the truth. And my truth was that I wasn't living my dream. Honestly, working for a salary and just doing what I needed to do was a way for me to keep myself safe. And it worked for a few years until I started loving myself more and realizing how much I just let myself survive instead of thrive. But at the end of 2024, that literally all crumbled as I lost my job. And now I was left with the question, what am I gonna do next? Am I going to look for a different job in the same field? Or am I finally going to take this massive leap, risk a few months of my life, and just give my dreams my all? And because we had some savings, I was able to do that. But unfortunately, as life goes, our little saving net, my little comfort blanket, was depleted pretty quickly. Because in January, Abby collapsed and she had to have emergency surgery, and they found a very large tumor in her spleen. It was just months and months of medical bills that the pet insurance unfortunately only covered a little bit of. We were also only 2 months away of being able to apply for residency in New Zealand. But then my husband's work decided that they are going to sell the company and we are on his visa. But thankfully, my husband found a new job. After a lot of stress and a lot of paperwork, we were able to successfully apply for a verification on his visa. And we were still able to apply for residency, even though it just took a little bit longer. Let me tell you, literally packing up your whole world, moving it across the ocean, having that security of we are gonna live here now, crumble at the same time that all of the other things are happening, wrecked my stress levels. But I just kept showing up and trying my best in creating entertaining content, calming some chaos, working on my self-love, and hopefully making some of you laugh a little bit. And in all of that chaos, I still had so much self-doubt in this dream. But sharing and just doing it really showed me that people actually value real life. Yes, we love watching the people in their fancy yachts and their beautiful homes and aesthetic views, but most of us are just pedaling through and we just want to make our own situation a little bit better. I have received so many beautiful messages on my Instagram or my Facebook just confirming that me sharing my little self-love journey while also being super overwhelmed is actually really helping people, while simultaneously, honestly, helping me so much. because it's just showing me that I am capable of literally living my dream. And hopefully by sharing my journey, I can also show you that it is 100% possible for you to also live your dream no matter when you start. Rather late than never. Because did I think I was going to actually become a content creator at 33? No! With saying all of that, my spaces in my house is equipped for previous version Carmen. Carmen that woke up, walked through that doors and sat at that desk behind that laptop for 40 hours a week. So today it's time for this office space to be calmed. Firstly, we have my desk. This is where I film my project pan videos or my talking head videos. It's also where I do my part-time job of managing one very successful influencer in South Africa's media and marketing for a few hours a week. So I still need an admin spot. And on this wall, where you can see I move the lights, this area I usually use for my quick, well-lit, short-form content for Instagram and Facebook. Usually what I do to quickly get it ready for one of those videos, I run over here, collect the plants, and stage it so it looks prettier. But that is honestly so time-consuming. That shouldn't be necessary every single video. And the dream is just to have corners that is film ready 24/7, just to make my life a little bit easier. Now, with having a big career change and not having a system set up for this new change, there comes a lot of extra baggage and a lot of clutter just moved away so it's not in the shot. Not glamorous at all. I want to walk into my office and just feel inspired and not be staring at all of those boxes or all of these to-dos. And in the short term, this worked great. Since my brain finally accepted the fact that this is reality and we are actually working on this dream, we need to make this space a reality as well. I want to start with this corner because it's the worst. Most of the clutter in this room is work in progress ideas or stuff that used to belong in here but don't belong in here anymore. Like these diamond dot paintings. I use them in the background for my diamond painting for beginners video, but I just never put them back where they came from. The same with my diamond painting collection. Now they actually also have to go into the beauty studio that I'm also still busy with. And I think because everything in this house feels like a work in progress, sometimes it's just easier to leave things where they are, but not anymore. They are moving to their right spot. Even though that room is going to be more chaotic now, as long as the things are in their right spot, it'll be easier to create a home for those items when they're closer to home. There are also a lot of ideas floating around this room that are just feeling like an overwhelming to-do list. I'm going to contain them into these two baskets. Anything that's in here that I still want to make a video about or had an idea for, they'll all be contained. Also have my project pan empties. The idea was for me to do a product review at the end of this year. There isn't really any products that are done from the project pan that I feel like I would actually go and rebuy, except the sorbet body butter. I'm just going to throw all of this away, and in a future years I can make an empties review video. It's the attitude of gratitude. I have been looking for this book for 2 months. Now I can at least continue the series. With a new career comes a few new gadgets. So I recently got that set of lights and it's amazing. I really want to keep it set up in this space when it's ready. But for now, I'm going to move all of the gadgets in that corner. And in case you wondered, this is my little setup for my project pan, where I take a photo of the product to pop it up on the screen. Very high-tech, an old box on a chair. Now, you probably have questions as to why I have 4 dining room chairs in my office. And the answer is, I don't know. I often diamond paint at our dining room table, and for comfort, I move my office chair next to the dining room chair. Sometimes these chairs are just in the way, but this random habit needs to stop. So I'm going to go put back the chairs, except one, because I honestly use one dining room chair for a lot of filming. It acts as a little table until I can get a cute little table for this room. Next, this drawer set needs to go, as I want to put a couch here for editing purposes. The new editing space seems like it already has approval from Aurora. Is nice and comfy, but I don't know if it is very practical because it is taking up a lot of space. Since editing is almost the majority of being a content creator, I definitely do need a nice space for it. I actually also wanted my lighting to be fixed in front of my desk, so when I had to film, I could just sit down and start. Just not going to be practical if I want the couch here. I'm going to end this one here because I need to think of a way for me to actually keep the couch here, because it seems like Abby and Aurora, the unofficial channel mascots, really do love the couch already. Now I just need to find a way to make it work, and then we can finish this project. Thank you so much for joining me in calming yet another space. Remember, progress over perfection. I'll see you on the next one.